Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Kay and I am Stitchy Pfeiffer here on YouTube and over on Instagram. A very warm welcome to you if this is your first time visiting my channel. I hope that you find something that you like, and if you do, please click on the like and subscribe buttons and select the on the drop down menu from the notification bell, select all so that you're advised of whenever I upload new content. If you're a returning viewer, thank you so much for coming back and spending some more time with me today. Your support is, as always, very much appreciated. This is going to be another short update because I have actually stitched on one project this last week, but it also ties in with the end of October, so I'm going to give you October stats as well as my year-to-date stats. So let's crack on. Weather-wise here in Scotland, and it is very changeable because when I started filming earlier on, this is about my 4th attempt, and when I started filming it was cloudy outside. Now the sky is blue, beautiful blue sky out there, but it is breezy and certainly autumn chill. Today is Saturday the 1st of November, so yeah, I hope you all had a lovely pleasant Halloween, and that if you were out trick-or-treating, or as we say in Scotland, out guising, you got plenty of treats and had fun, which is what it's all about. So let's crack on. As I say, I've only got one project to show you for stitching wise this week, and it is Roses. Artwork by Vincent van Gogh. This is charted by Heaven and Earth Designs for the 2025 HAED sale, and I had a cracking week on this because I stitched 9,424 stitches, leaving me with 1,006, I think. Where are we? 1,007 stitches still to do, and you can see I'm doing colour completing. I've got some still to complete down in this section here, and then it's just on here. I think I've got 9 colours left to stitch, ranging from about 10 to over 500 or 400. So once I get down to maybe these last 2 columns here, what I'm going to do is go live, and I shall have a finish on live stream. I did a practice live stream last night, and thank you to those of you that joined me. It was a bit of a muddle, wasn't it? But once I got into it, and yeah, it's difficult. I find it difficult to see the questions, see the chart, and have a conversation with you guys. I take my hat off to those ladies that do live streams and chatty live streams. I'm not guaranteeing that today's one will be a chatty one, because I want to get this finished. Hello, this is Charlie, for those of you that don't know. Hey, you come say hello. Oscar is hiding. I don't know where he is, but do you know that people think Oscar's a figment of my imagination? Did you know that? What, you saying he's not a figment of my imagination because you can see him too? Alright, okay. Anyway, October stats. Let's have a look. In October, I stitched on 11 projects. I had 3 new starts, which were Venus, Blue Flowers, or what I call Blue Flowers, but it's 941 from Zana. It's a freebie from her website, and McGonagall's Library from the Cross Stitch Studio. Venus is a Heaven and Earth Designs chart. It's a retired freebie, I think. I can't remember buying it because it's not something I would normally buy because it's a dragon, and as I really don't stitch dragons, but I love the colours on this one, so that's why I started it. Last week I stitched, as I say, 9,424 stitches, taking me to an October total of 33,048 stitches on 11 projects. That is the highest total I've had for the year so far for a month, beating my previous highest total in March by 2,000 stitches. It shows you what happens when you can focus on one project and one project alone. I am not returning to my monogamous stitching because any more than 2 weeks and I start to, on a project, and I start to really dread stitching on it. I tried that with Monogamous May and I concentrated on one project and I hated it. And I've been trying to get my stitchy bug back to what it was before. Back to that again, and finally I'm hitting the 25,000 to 30,000, sorry, sort of that range for the month. So that's where I want to be sitting going forward. So yeah, so that's my highest stitching month for the year. That takes my yearly total to 259,067 stitches, and I have had one finish so far this year, which I finished in January, and that was One Night Stand, which was a long dog sampler. So this will be finish number 2, and then I will work my way through the nearest to finish list that I've got on my Notion. The next one would be Taboo. Whether or not I'll do the same thing with that, because there's only 5,781 stitches still to do on that, and it would get it out off my list. I'm going to free up another slot for another new start. Which was, I've got a new start planned for the 30th of November. I've got a new start planned for the 31st of December. I've nothing planned for the beginning of December because I've got the St Andrew's Day new start on the 30th, which is Celtic Unicorn, and I'll show you the mock-up for that. This is from Heaven and Earth Designs, artwork by Malcolm Watson, and this, along with Celtic Thistle, is going to be hung on either side of the Quaker Tile Scotland flag from Vivsters that I'm working on. I'm about halfway through that as well. So so that's this year's one. Next year's one will be Celtic Thistle, and that will be started on the 30th of November next year. This one will be started on the 30th of November this year. Venus is going to slot in as the November the 1st new start. And that is Venus. That's what I've got on that. So I'm going to crack on with this and get my 3,000 stitches done on that. I have done, come off of that, go on to that. I've done 1,494 on this already, so I've only got another 15,000 stitches to do to get me to my 3,000. To get into, so it goes into the rotation. I love the colours on this. You want to see the mock-up of this? And you can see why I fell in love with the colours. That's the mock-up of Venus. See the beautiful blues and teals in there, greens. That's a, yeah, I think it was Valentine's Day freebie either this year or last year. And I liked it. I liked the colours on it. It's not one that I would necessarily have picked for myself. I don't do dragons generally, but that is that. So that's what I'm going to be working on. I'm going to work on after this. So that is that. The HAED salt is released today, I believe. Waiting to see the full charts. The little teasers that they've been giving us. Yep, I've got about 4 or 5 different ones that I like. I am not going to tell you which one I pick in the end because I want it to be a surprise. I will be putting it in. The only people that will know are probably those that are in the HAED salt group, because you usually have a little sort of database, don't they, with who's doing what. So yeah, that's going to be around about the 1st of January. I wasn't going to do it because I had the Hogmanay new start planned, which is Monica the Glenmax colours, Edward Landseer's artwork, charted by Heaven and Earth Designs. That's going to be my new start for Hogmanay. I'm going to start at 12 noon on Hogmanay and work on it every hour till the bells and see how far I can get. I'm not going to sit constantly for 12 hours and stitch. I am going to take breaks, but for the most part it's going to be, you know, at least every hour I'm going to do a little bit of stitching on it. So that's the plan for that, and then it's just going to slot into the rotation. And then I'll put the HAED salt. If they start it a couple of days early, then that's fine, because what I'll do is I'll swap it. I'll do it, alternate that between that and Monica the Glen for that 12-hour period. Maybe half an hour on each or something, I don't know. But we shall see going forward. Next year's plans, I'm going to do my my whip parade at the end of November. And the rest for the remainder of the year, my rotation is going to go out the window. What I'm going to do is I'm going to just stitch on what I want when I want for the remainder of the year. And if I can get a couple more finishes out, if I can get that long Gogh sampler out and a fair way through the next closest to finished project, then that's going to be great for going into next year and getting me set up so that I can get some finishes. The problem with doing big projects is your finishes are very few and far between. I really need to try and start and do some smaller projects, bring some smaller projects in. So I think that's going to be my aim for next year, is to bring in some smaller projects that I can get done within a couple of months, so get some finishes, because it is exciting getting close to a finish with this one. And I think I'm getting people. I think people are, oh God, not more roses, not more green. But once it's completed, that's it done, and you won't see it again. So this is going to be the one that you are going to see until I finish it after I've done. Come on, you want it? This is minus back stitch, because there's back stitch on this, and that is Taboo, and this is the next one. I'm about halfway through it. I think I'm sort of there. I'm working this in diagonals because of this is all negative space, so I'm working it in diagonals. So that is what I'm going to be focusing on after this is completed. There's only about 5,000 stitches or 6,000 stitches to go on that. So that is my plans going forward. As I say, the rotation's going out the window, and that's going to get rehashed for next year, because I've got spaces in it with a UFO'd project, so I need to put things in there. I have got a Bothy Threads kit of a Highland cow that I want to get started, so that'll get put in to one of the slots, and then I need to find something to go into. Oh no, wait, I have got another one that's a paper chart. It's a little House Needle Works chart. I've got that one I could put in the other slot, and that's smaller projects. So those could get a finish next year. So, and one would be a restart, because I messed it up the first time round because it was a paper chart, and I'm maybe a thing with paper charts, so I'm not quite as accurate with them as I am with PDFs. I don't know what it is. It plays my mind, maybe. I don't know. Hello, Oscar. Come here. No, you're not Oscar. You're Charlie. So yeah, I'm going to go and do some stitching. Hopefully get this finished today. Plan is to finish it sometime this afternoon, and I shall or this evening. And I shall let you go. Move on to go and watch someone else. And thank you so much for your time today, for your company today, guys. It is appreciated. And remember, doesn't matter how many stitches you get done in a stitching session, it is still progress, shall we say. So process, yes, my words are not coming out today. And as I say, it doesn't matter how many stitches you do, even one stitch completed is one stitch less still to do. And also be kind, treat others as you wish to be treated yourself, give people kind gestures, smiles. You know, if you're out and about, hold the door open for someone. You know, instead of letting the door swing back and shut in their face, hold the door open. These small gestures, they cost you nothing, but they could mean the world to someone that's receiving them. You don't know what anyone is going through in their life. They could be going through a nightmare. Your small gestures of kindness and kind words could mean the world and could make all the difference to that person on that day. So I'm going to go, guys. Have a good rest of Saturday. Have a good week, and I shall see you all next week. Unless you catch my live stream for my finish later on today. And I shall speak to you later. So bye, guys. Happy stitching. Bye bye.